Over the last 2 years or so, I've been trying to just save more money. It's like a personal goal. But it wasn't until I started using money saving apps that it actually ended up starting to work. Now, I've used a ton of them, and I think I kind of have a good collection of ones that I think are probably the best money saving apps that you can use right now. So these range from things like investment apps to just high yield savings apps to like stock market apps. I'll show you guys what I mean in a sec. But in this video, let's go through the best money saving apps. The first one I want to talk about is Public. Full disclosure, unlike the other apps on this list, Public reached out to me and asked me to take a look at their app. Now, this slick, minimalistic looking app's main function is that it can be used to make no-fee trades on the stock market. You can buy and sell stocks in any of the public exchanges without paying any sort of fee to do so. Now, while this concept isn't terribly new and there are other apps out there that can do that, Public has a few things going for it that are pretty unique. Firstly, you can do more than just buy shares in stocks like you can in other apps. You can also buy slices of shares of certain stocks. So, for example, with a stock like Tesla that might cost $350 a share or so, you can just put in $100 or even as low as $1 to purchase a proportionate percentage of a share. Now, it's a small thing, but it's kind of nice if you don't have, say, a hedge fund budget to throw around. Now, the app makes finding stocks to invest in easier, in my opinion, and feels like it's kind of aimed at people who might not be that advanced in stock trading in a good way. When you search in the app, you get headlines of the latest financial news. Tapping on a stock gets you an organized look at the history of the stock, when earning calls are scheduled, any news featuring the company, etc. You can also find new stocks based on themes like tech giants, the future is female for female founder stocks, most popular, new kids on the block for new IPOs, etc. Also, one of the more intriguing aspects of the app is the ability to post your stock buying and selling with comments to your own profile, which you can share via a unique URL. You can, of course, then also find other people to follow in the app and see what it is that they are buying and selling. I have to admit, as someone who's not experienced at all with stock trading, the ability to see what other people in my industry are buying or selling and why is a fun way to get a feeling of stocks I should maybe take a look at. And you can even comment, get feedback, etc., like any social network. Now, the last unique factor about Public I want to mention is that any money you deposit into the app will automatically earn you a 2.5% yearly return while not invested in any stocks. Now, the downside to this is that it's only up to $10,000, so the ability to use that as a long-term savings account is a bit hindered, but that rate is way higher than any other app I've come across and a nice bonus. And of course, hopefully you save more than $10,000 at some point. But up until that point, it's probably the highest percentage return that I've seen on just a savings account with no risk. And I've left a link below that gives you a slice of a stock whenever you sign up through it if you want to check that out. Now, this is the app on this list that's often referred to as the Roundup Savings app, but its real name is Acorns. The reason for that name is because the app sort of gained its claim to fame by letting you connect it to your bank cards, and then you could set it to automatically round up every purchase you make to the nearest dollar and then transfer that amount to Acorns' money market account. Once in that account, the money is then invested in an ETF or an exchange traded fund, which is a collection of stocks and bonds. And you can choose between 5 different portfolios, all based on the level of risk that you are comfortable with. Now, the idea here is that historically, these profiles provide a return a lot higher than your normal bank savings accounts. Personally, I'm seeing about a 7.75% return over the last year in Acorns using the moderately aggressive portfolio versus the paltry 0.05% that my bank was willing to offer me. Of course, this isn't guaranteed though, like that bank savings account, and so there is of course some risk, so please keep that in mind. You can also increase the amount of money you're putting into the account by either putting money in as a one-time deposit, of course, but you can also increase it automatically by adding a multiplier to your roundups or set up a reoccurring deposit as well. Acorns also provides 2 newer products. The first is Acorns Later, which is a tax-deferred IRA. You set up a recurring deposit for it, and that money is deposited before being taxed as income. But you can't withdraw from it without a penalty fee at least until you retire. My account says 59.5 years old. The other new product in Acorns is Acorns Spend, which is a debit card that lets you have a checking account basically to try and make the app more of a replacement for your bank account. That then allows you to invest from it into your other Acorns accounts directly, as well as give you up to 10% bonus investments from, quote, select local businesses. Now, Acorns does have a monthly fee, unlike Public. It's $1 a month for each of your accounts, basically. So $1 a month for your Acorns Invest account, the ETF account we talked about. And then if you also add Acorns Later, that's $2 a month. If you add Acorns Spend on top of that, it goes up to $3 a month. And I've left a link below that gets you a little bonus if you sign up through it, if you want to check it out. Now, the next app is meant to be more of a financial planning app, it seems, but also has a unique feature that makes it good for anyone trying to save money. It's called Wealthfront. For that financial planning aspect, you can connect to any of the banks you have that are supported by the app and have it pull in the balance and spending data automatically. You can also manually add other assets and their balances if needed as well. In addition to this, you can add in your income sources and your annual amounts that you make from them, and it'll calculate your net worth. Once done with that, you can then start to add goals. They let you choose from 5 options. Once you add any of these in, there's then a chart to help you decide whether or not at your current level, you'll be able to afford these things, when you retire, and what you'll have in the bank by then, etc. You can then adjust this to see different scenarios and hopefully help you financially plan. Now, all of this is interesting, but the reason this app is on my list here is because of their cash account. You can open one of these with them and transfer any amount of money to it, and will automatically earn interest every month on it to the tune of 1.82% annually, at least at the time of doing this video, which is 18% higher than the national savings account rate, closer to that 0.05% I mentioned earlier. This rate, unlike the public rate, which is locked at 2.5%, is actually tied to the federal funds rate. So when that goes up or down, so does the APY of the Wealthfront account. In addition to the cash account, again, my main reason for putting Wealthfront on this list, we also have ETFs like Acorns under general long-term investing in the Wealthfront app. We have tax-deferred IRAs for retirement, again, like Acorns, and they also have college investment accounts, which are tax-advantaged accounts that can only be used for educational expenses. So we have options for a lot of people, really. Again, I'll leave a link below that gives you a bonus if you sign up through it, if you're interested in checking out Wealthfront. Now, lastly, we have another commission-free trading app similar to Public, but to me, it seems like it's for a different audience. This is Robinhood. And while the app still makes it easier to buy and sell stocks, it has a general vibe, at least to me, that it's aimed at people already trading stocks, and it's just a better way for these people to do so. The app pulls in various headlines into the search section of the app, but they seem to have some partnerships with larger publishers like Bloomberg, the New York Times, Reuters, etc., to pull in not just stories, but also videos embedded directly into the app for you to check out. You can then search for the companies you want to trade and tap on them to get their stock history, analyst ratings on whether you should buy, hold, or sell the stock, along with their earnings and audio recordings of the earnings call in some cases as well, recent headlines that feature those apps, and a lot of statistics. Robinhood also is launching a debit card and a cash account that, like Wealthfront, is tied to the federal fund rate, but is slightly lower at 1.8% right now. Also right now, it's on a wait list and you have to sign up for that. And if you want to check out Robinhood, I've left a link below that also gives you a little bonus for signing up if you're interested. Now, anyone out there that's kind of nervous about putting their money into an app, I was at first as well, I get it, all of the ones on this list are either FDIC or SDIC insured to a minimum of $250,000, meaning that if something were to happen to the accounts, the apps, you are insured up to that amount. And there you go. Bit of a different video, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope it helps some of you guys out there who are kind of trying to get your finances in order like I'm trying to do myself. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of these apps, of this video. Always love hearing from you guys. Also, thumbs up this video or share it. It's greatly appreciated. And check out the rest of the channel. If you like what you see there, please subscribe and ding the bell next to it. Subscribe so you get notified when I do new videos. Also, I just launched a new series. It's called Decoder here on YouTube. And it's basically a weekly series where I try to explain a piece of technology every week. I'll leave a link to that right here. Please go check that out. And in the comments there, let me know what you think of that series, if I should even keep doing it, and any other topics you'd like to see me decode on that show. Greatly appreciated. As always though, regardless guys, thanks for watching.